So it is like this that we discuss. So during this design engineering course, we started discussing that which problem is more appealing and where we can develop some product for the people. After discussion with my colleagues, we narrowed down to a problem or to a set of persons who are forgetful nature, like persons leaving the key behind the vehicle, or sometimes under tension students leave the certificates in the bus, or sometimes we don't find the things which we have already kept in safe place, but the right moment we don't find that thing. And as Murphy's law says that anything which can go wrong will go wrong, we can tell the same law that if something get lost, it will get lost. So like that, things can get lost, things can be forgotten, and things which we need in time, we may not be able to find it. To solve this type of problems, we thought that okay, let us do something more on that. And there we thought that okay, this time who will face this type of problems? Naturally, working women or women going to the market with ornaments, or students who are going for the admission process or interview process, and that time they will forget the document, they leave the key behind, or a change snacker will snatch the chain and run away. Okay, so these are the problems, these are the people. Then stakeholders can be police administrator, means civil administrator, admission committee members, interview committee members, and landlords, means those who are having the documents, and many others. So users are, okay, to systematically solve these problems, we have to first identify the means user of the system and stakeholder. Users, again I will say that they are students, women and other things. Stakeholders are police authority and other things, and different activities in which the users are involved, where they need this information or where they need this type of device. Okay, so this is the process of emphasizing the problem. And then, okay, we will go ahead with the second chart. Okay, so
go.
So this canvas is ideation canvas, and as my colleague told you that our project is about automatic item tracer and indicator. So what are the people affected that who have forgetful nature? Example, that suppose a person is going for his office and in hurry he is forgetting his keys in his bike, or while traveling in the bus he is forgetting his documents in the bus, or this kind of situation he may forget his different documents or keys or any other things. So to solve this kind of problems, we have different solutions like Zigbee, Bluetooth, GSM modules, or smart tags as NFC card, and we again think about one newer solution, like we design a module with containing a radar, and we mounted and smart tag to the devices such as key and documents, so that when we want to search those documents or keys, then we have to use that smart tag as well as those devices, and with the help of devices and smart tag we can search those things easily. So this way we will we design our instrument.
Hello, if I can revise the things, the whole design engineering process, the whole thought process is divided into 4 canvases. So first we saw that was empathy, to empathize the user. So to decide who is our user, for whom we are developing our product. Then second was the ideation process. So we came up through number of solutions, and from that solution we chose the optimized outside best solution, and we worked on that. Okay, so third canvas is the product development canvas, and the fourth would be the next. So basically there are 4 canvas. Within that, the third is product development canvas. Within that, basically we need to decide what is the purpose, or what should our product perform, what is the purpose, final purpose of our product. So the basic purpose is to remind. Okay, so if we take a concrete example, a lady is traveling by vehicle, and if she is parking her vehicle in hurry on say any parking area. Okay, so she has forgotten the keys on the parking area itself. So there should be some product. We are thinking of a product which, if the lady goes out of a range of specific area, then the tag that is attached onto the keys, it should warn the lady that you have forgotten your keys, please collect it, in the form of an audio message or any other. So the product is in the form of 2 components. One is at the end of smartphone, and the other is at the end of belongings, say rather it be keys, documents, anything. Okay, so we came up through different incidences. This was one incident. Other incident was that a person, say a student, is misplacing his documents within his home itself. So he don't know that where he has kept his document or certificate. So we want to trace that document. So what should be that technology? So that we came to number of solutions. So as Ashwin sir just said that the solutions were NFC tags, then RF transceiver modules, then Bluetooth tags, which are already available. NFC tags are already available in Xperia phone. Then the other solutions were Zigbee. Okay, so these were number of solutions. Within that, we chose 2 solutions that the tag should be RF transceiver enabled as well as Bluetooth enabled. Okay, so the purpose of our product, finally, it is to warn, or say to remind the user if he goes out of the range, and he will remind the user that collect it, and if it is in the range, and if he wants to trace that thing, so that is what our product name is, automatic item tracer. So if you want to trace the thing, so he will just within the smartphone, he will use an Android application. So with the help of the RF transceiver, he will trace the thing which has been lost or misplaced. So that is our purpose. So people, as we can observe that those are any person, any student, lady, any working person who has forgetful nature. So we know that within this hectic life, we usually forget things in tension. Okay, so those are any people. It refers to any people. Now next we go with components. Okay, now to the concrete things. What are the components of the product? So finally we decided the product is in form of 2 parts. That is, one is the smart tag that would be attached with the belongings, which is likely to be misplaced or lost, and the other is an Android app that would be in the smartphone itself. So those are the components, and then comes the product feature. Okay, within the components I missed one thing, that is RF transceiver module. So RF transceiver module, mobile is a RF transceiver phone itself. So we need to increase the range of that RF transceiver so that the tags will respond to that RF frequencies. Now at the receiving end, the RF tags, so Ashok sir just proposed one idea, that is frequency paint, that is frequency selective paint. Okay, so as proposed by Ashok sir, there is we came up with a new technology. Within that, smart tags would be frequency selective painted. So there must be a frequency selective paint that would be coated on smart tags, so they would respond differently to different frequencies. So these are the components, smart tags, and at the other end, the Android app. So basically, okay, then if we go to the product features, okay, product features and the product function. So what are the features that will employ, or say that will make the product to function into basically two tasks? So the features is basically that we just discussed, that is smart tag, that is painted with frequency selective paint. So the RF transceiver at the mobile and also smartphone and will send signals and within a specific range, and the smart tag that is attached with, suppose say, important file or document, it will respond back. So at the RF transceiver end, the mobile needs to function as a radar. Basically, this is the functioning of radar. So it needs to record the received signals and then plot the possible location of the item, the lost item. So that is product features and the product function. So the basic function is to help maintaining things within a specific range, and the second function of our product, it would be to help finding the misplaced things. Okay. So we just came up with this product and we just revalidated it with the customer. Say the product experience. What is the product experience? The experience is obviously the parameters such as comfort, security. Okay, so persons who have habit of forgetting things now and then, so he's just relaxed and he can place things anywhere, and he can just forget his keys in the scooty and just go behind, and it will just, the message will beep in the phone that dude, you have forgotten the keys. Yeah. Okay. So after revalidating the customer, one feature we got that the mobile which functions as the RF transceiver, it needs to be rotated. So how it is rotated? Because it is functioning as radar, we need to find the direction omnipresence, or say it is in the 360-degree rotation. So if we make a feature such as auto rotation, then it requires dedicated vibrators or say dedicated hardwares within the mobile itself. So we just neglected this feature and we just cut this feature, and after we just redesigned it, we rejected this feature, and after redesigning it, so the redesign contains that the user should have to rotate the mobile phone or say 90 by 4. So you will have to rotate the smartphone 4 times to just record these signals. Okay, that's it.
So engineering process, we have seen that it has to go to a systematic way, emphasizing it, try to find out some ideal situation where we can solve the problem, and then proceed towards the solution. Now if we summarize all this process, then we end up with this last canvas. Here, problem we know, so that's why the user of the product is well known and well defined now in earlier charts, and that are reproduced here. Here we have many technological solutions like Bluetooth, Zigbee, RF transceiver modules, NFC, etc. Now from these we take some technology which we feel that it can be developed easily. There are many problems and for which we have to develop the product. That is, earlier it was described that we forget the things, we misplace the things, like that. So these are all key problems. Even I remember that a train traveler will lose his luggage while traveling, and it's a that is a day in and day out affair in the train. So sometimes people do that. So these are all problems, and from that problem we turn out to have we then get the multiple solutions. Each a solution specified for a particular situation. Now we can't have multiple products to solve a individual problem. So we have to then, in a broad sense, we have to find out that which solution is the best fit in the given environment. So from that we come to a key solution. Now from the key solution we develop the prototype module. This prototype module is done in a four wall of the office. Still user has to validate, still user have to respond to the product, and for that we have to take user interviews. That those who are users, probable users, we have to take their interviews and we have to explain them, show the product them and explain them this way it will work. At times the thought in the office, four walls of office may not match with the thinking style of the user, and in that point we have to redesign it. User will suggest something which we might have omitted, or user from the cost point of view, user will say that okay, this idea is it is a good idea, but the proportionate cost is much high to have this idea. So those type of those type of things we have to do, or it is an iterative process where we have to end up, and then again we go to the customer we change the design, go to the customer, revalidate it, and like that redesign the things, again go to the customer, put certain features, take out certain features, like that. Once user is satisfied, because ultimately product is for user. So once user is satisfied, customer is satisfied, we come to a final solution. There is our end product, and the total process of the design engineering, we can say it is the end of the process. Means there is the thing which we got it for the user.
Hello friends, we are from Ahmedabad Institute of Technology, and we are into this workshop since 6 days of design engineering. And himself, Professor Ashok Charania sir, he has 4 years of experience in academic. He has also 35 years of experience as a scientist in ISRO. Next to him is Professor Ashwin Charania. He has 1.5 years of experience. And myself, Jhanvi Gujaria, I am from A.I.T itself, and I have 1 year of experience.
Hello friends. Actually, this design engineering process is a very nice idea, because nowadays, as you know, that 7th semester students projects for them project is very project is very difficult subject. So if they know from 3rd semester then how to do a project, what kind of problems they will face in a project, and if they know what kind of project, what kind of problems they will face into the project, then they will easily know how to solve those problems, and so that this subject is very good for them.
Well, design engineering is an art, and I know that learning art is a difficult thing. It's a story writing is an art, doing is an art, making a product is also an art. Now, and making movie for that matter is also an art. But then people have to go to the school, drawing school, sculpture school, or the institute where they teach how to make movies. So like that. But for the engineers anyway, nothing was available till today. People were just starting a project and end up somewhere. They will start with something and end somewhere else, in the whole process of whole year. So this is a systematic way of making a project or making a design which is useful to the society, to the people, and to himself, because he will earn some revenue if chance is there. So this is a systematic way. And systematic way means one has to take pain in making down the steps and take a step forward always to reach to the final goal. So I felt very good that a design process is now available with us, we can teach it to the students, and students using these steps may end up with a good design at the end. Thank you.
So, okay, being a technical person, if we are thinking of a product, to develop a product, what we usually do, we skip the empathy part. Empathy part, that is defining the user. We usually skip it. So within the empathy part, that is the empathy canvas, we studied that we need to have an emotional connect with the user. We need to study his routine, we need to go through his life, we need to listen to his stories, happy stories, sad stories. So we got an emotional connect. So within our product which was being developed, that was automatic item tracer, or say item tracer. So we gone through number of users which are having loss of memory, or say forgetfulness behavior. Okay, so we just learned that thing, that to keep or say to concentrate on user part. So that is the main thing. And after that, the ideation process was extremely, it was brainstorming. So we came through number of technologies, and we learned, in fact I learned 2 to 3 technologies. So it was total fun, and yes, this subject, it would be totally useful to the students. So from the 3rd semester itself, they will learn the non-technical part of the product development. So that is totally useful. So up till 7th sem, they will just realize that what their product will do. If they are not knowing the technical part, they will still know the case studies and the user part and what their product should perform. So design engineering is just it is a great initiative, and as a faculty members, we just appreciate this thing, and this is really gonna change the track in which the students think, and of course it has changed the track in which we think, and it should penetrate in each of these subjects. That is, design should penetrate in each of these subjects. So that's it. Thank you.